Hey gang, Jason here for the Love of Tractors, and I'm going to do a short how-to video, and it's one of the things that I get asked about the most, and that is how do I put cab glass into the tractors that I scratch build or custom build. So it's a pretty straightforward process. It can be a little daunting at first, and it can even be a little frustrating later on, and as you've done it many times, especially depending on the tractor that you're putting it in. For example, the John Deere 7800 series tractors, 7800, 7810, so on and so forth. They're a little bit tricky to put in. They're smaller panes. There's some oddball curves in there, that makes it a little trickier to do. And you just have to take your time, be careful, and you can do it just fine. Now, I basically got everything you're gonna need to put these in, and that is you're gonna need scissors. You're gonna need the cab that you're gonna put it on, or the tractor. If I'm working on a Steiger, so I create my own cabs for these. So I'm just gonna use it, and then you're going to want some glue. BSI Super Gold Plus is probably your best bet here. The reason being is this will not haze up the windows once you've installed them. And then you're going to need your plastic. So everybody asks me, where do you get your plastic? Now, you can certainly use clear styrene plastic. You can get it pretty much all your hobby stores. Even Hobby Lobby usually carries it. But I like to use the clear packaging that my tractors, or in this case, a 70 Roadrunner, came in. So, it's nice and clear, and otherwise, if you don't use it for something else, it's just going to go in the trash. And it's nice to save on garbage and not junk up the world as much. I think it's always a good thing. I think we farmers are custodians of the planet to some extent, and I always try to do my best to not make a mess of things. So I've just started by cutting out a nice big piece here. Now, another thing, this is completely optional, that you could use are microfiber sticks. Now, what I'm going to do here when I go to apply the glue is I'm just going to put a dab on the tip of this, and then I can apply it to where I want on the glass. Now, not everybody wants to do it that way. You can, of course, just apply directly to your glass, or you can apply to your cab and then put your glass on. It's up to you. I just like to do it this way. It just feels a little more precise to me. With the BSI glue, less is more, for sure. It does not take much. I'm looking at this, and I see some waviness in there. I think I want to make sure I avoid this bottom where the wrinkles are. Okay, now you've got some options here, guys. If you really want to, you can come in here and you can cut out individual panes of glass for this. Now, some tractors, you're going to have to do that on. That's just all there is to it. Like I said, the John Deere 7800 series, the 8000 series, you'll just have to cut each window individually. Now, some tractors, though, with a nice sort of rectangle-shaped cab, such as this guy here, a lot of other Steigers have it this way. A lot of four-wheel drives in general have it this way. You can just use one piece. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to fit this on the outside like so. And then I've got a marker here, and I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to mark my corners. Now, this marker, it is a permanent marker, but it will rub off with a little effort. So now I've got my corners marked. Next up is, I'm just going to cut it to size. Just take your time here. There's no rush. You want to get it looking good. You want it fitting as best as you possibly can. Okay, I'm just going to test fit this now. Just going to run this up in here. It's going to be too big, I'm pretty sure, at first, which is fine. We'll just trim it down. It is. You can see just a tad big. So I'm going to look, I like the shape of this side better, so I think I will trim on this side. Now you could of course get out a caliper or other measuring device that you'd want to use, and you can measure and do it that way too. But I've always sort of liked the, look there, pretty good fit. Pretty good fit. Let's go around the side. We do have a little bit, I don't know if you can see that, we've got a little bit of a bend right there, so I'm just going to pull that out the best I can. Boy, that fits good though. Almost hate to, but I want that looking good from all angles. Oops, knocked over my glue. All right. And I'm just going to trim a tiny bit more. We're just taking just a hair off at a time practically. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect fit that time. Look at that. So you can't see any seams on the side. That's what you want. This way, also great fit. Okay, so now that we know that fits, couple things. And by the way, if you're noticing that the paint's not done on this cab, you're right, it's not. That's why I'm doing this video with this cab, so I'm not going to permanently put this in. But I wanted to test fit some stuff, and then I'm going to pull this glass out so I can do something a little different to it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Here's my microfiber tip. It's kind of weird recording a video while looking through a camera screen. Like your hand-eye coordination is just like a second behind, not even a full second. Okay, I'm just going to apply along my edges extremely carefully. Just trying not to get at any of the visible parts of the window that will be shown. You notice I didn't do the top or the bottom. That's so I've got a place to grab, because this BSI glue, just the sides will be more than enough. I'm just going to take my finger, maybe I'll take my pinky finger. There we go. Work it up in there. There you go, guys. Perfect cab glass. That looks beautiful. So that took me, what? It took me 7.5 minutes while I talking to you guys and explaining it. So you can see it's pretty quick. I could probably knock out the rest of these in just a few minutes, especially if I wasn't trying to do a how-to video at the same time. So anyway, guys, there it is. How to put cab glass in a tractor. Super cheap, because your most expensive thing is going to be your glue. And of course, the packaging material is free if you save them. And so you don't have to worry much about that. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. By the way, if you need BSI glue, head over to fortheloveoftractors.com. We sell it. So thanks, guys. Have an awesome day and happy tractor hunting.